Rekha is here today to guide you and to help all the parents here, those who want their children to excel in this special subject of mathematics. And this mathematics is a very special mathematics, and you call it as Vedic maths. And let's go to the roots of India, that it deals with the special kind of mathematics which was already there in India, but with the influence of the modern education, we have kept in the backyard of our thoughts. So it's better to bring it in front, and let's learn something more about Vedic maths from Shashi Rekha. Shashi Rekha, you're welcome to our community.
Thank you, Anita.
And here, Shashi Rekha is a Vedic math coach for children, and especially the school-going children. And the first question, which I'll put up for Shashi Rekha to answer, is that what's the background of Vedic maths? Could you please put some light on it?
Sure. Vedic maths was started in the year 1911, between 1911 and 1918, by one person called as Sri Bharati Krishna Tirthaji. He was a person who was interested in doing extensive research, and while researching on various subjects, he came across mathematics, where he went across, he found out in Atharvaveda, that is the fourth Veda, he found that there are very simple tips and techniques that can help the students solve the problem very quickly and easily. So if most of us are not aware that the traditional method of learning, which is taught in the schools, even that is taken from Atharvaveda itself. The comparison of these two is that the Atharvaveda, which the traditional method of mathematics that is extracted from Atharvaveda, is a lengthy method of solving problems. All of us know that it involves complex methods, complex formulas, and step-by-step method of solving the problem, which sometimes will not the children will not have that interest towards the subject as and when they grow up. Whereas the Vedic mathematics, which is simple tips and techniques taken from the same Veda, will help the students to solve the problem very quickly, easily, and get accurate results. So Bharati Krishna Tirthaji is the person who we actually have to give credit to bring this system of Vedic mathematics education into our society. And now you see, earlier we all in India used to use the Gurukula system, used to use the Vedic mathematics itself to learn mathematics. It was, most of it was rote memorization, because they used to simply and easily calculate that in their mind. Okay. As Britishers came in, they introduced the one that we actually learn now. And now Vedic mathematics has taken a back seat.
Okay. So this is the introduction of Vedic maths, which Shashi Rekha has just given us about a little background of Vedic maths. Now, Shashi Rekha ji, there was a question in my mind that I saw the movie Shakuntala Devi. You might also have seen it.
Yes.
And the parents also might have seen it. And it is our famous actress Vidya Balan has done the role of Shakuntala Devi. And she had a speed maths. You know?
Yes.
And it was also proved that her name is in Guinness Book of Records.
True.
For, having a speed calculations.
Yes.
So, what do you think that, what's the importance of Vedic maths? Can the children get little bit of help in that sort also?
Very much, because Shakuntala Devi, first let me talk about her, as you brought out the topic. She was a very much talented person in mathematics. At a very young age, she used to show the talent of how she was very quickly and easily able to calculate the problems in her mind, at her fingertips, actually. Okay. And she went around the world to showcase her talent. And when she landed UK, they wanted to test her knowledge in the specific field. So randomly 13-digit numbers were given to her, 13 digit into 13 digit. were generated system generated numbers, and she was able to calculate. She was able to multiply 13 digit into 13 digits just in 28 seconds.
Great.
And because of which her name was registered in the Guinness Book of World Record, and we all know her as a human calculator.
Oh.
And that's the reason even the film industry has made use of it and published a movie on her name, showcasing her talent. And you see how important it is. If the students learn from a very young age, if they're able to learn, they'll be able to solve the problems quickly at the fingertips, and it save lot of time. And also they will develop that curiosity and interest, and that develops critical thinking, problem solving. There are many benefits of it. So I would appreciate if students start learning this subject from a very young age.
So this that you gave a good addition to the movie Shakuntala Devi, and I think the parents are going to take their children and let them see this movie, watch this movie. That's nice, and so the children can also get inspired.
True.
For learning maths. Yeah. This is a very playful method. And coming to our next question, that what kind of approach does Vedic maths have just to remove the fear of maths in the children?
Yes, this is a very important question. Many of the parents call me up telling that their child has fear of the subject. They completely avoid the subject, and the interest is reducing day by day as they go to the higher classes. Even there was a report published in India today that 82% of students, they start developing the fear of the subject once they start entering the 7th standard onwards, right? That is because
I was also one of those.
Yes, that is because what happens is the concepts gets tougher at that point of time. And if the basics are not stronger, what happens is the student will start losing interest. There are many other factors. It's not just the stronger basic concept. There are many other criteria as well. Like some teachers,
it's the way of teaching also.
Yes, the way of teaching. Also how the parents treat the subject. If the parents keep talking in front of the we are also not very good at it, so it's not a problem, it's not a big problem. You will learn as you grow, but it is really not the right way of thinking. And also there's a wrong myth. There's a myth that girls are very intelligent or girls are very poor. Any of the genders are compared, right? So that is also not the right way. So it also begins from home, the way the parents think, how they put forward the thoughts in the student's mind. So I would say that this fear can be easily removed once they enter the Vedic mathematics course. It can be easily removed because they appreciate the way the problems are solved. Once they learn how simple it is to learn the tips and techniques and use them in the day-to-day activities when they're solving any kind of problems, that really brings down their fear. And they start appreciating the subject and they want to do more and more. The more they practice, they keep improving. So the practice is the key, and also appreciating the tips and techniques to be utilized in our daily life. I'm not sure how much this subject can be implemented in the schools, but even Prime Minister Modi has urged the schools to start have this as a subject in the school.
Yes.
Right. So it becomes very important to have this subject introduced to students in a very young age.
Yes. It's really very important.
Yes.
So, there is a curiosity in my mind that if Modi ji and everybody is, instilling this kind of thing, the Vedic math should be there in schools.
Yes.
And you also saying that it's a faster way, and in this way the children love, going into this subject. So what is the methodology? Is it the same like in the schools they teach, or you've got a different kind of approach or strategies?
It is a different kind of approach. I would say I have got an approach where I first test the student of the knowledge.
Okay.
Where do they stand?
Okay.
And I always give a challenge to the students who attend my course. I give a challenge on the first day itself. And then once I teach the tips and techniques, I again give the same test on the last day, right? When I conduct my workshops, and they themselves get to know that how quickly they are able to solve the problems. Earlier, they must have taken 5 minutes of time. Now they're able to solve it within 3 minutes. Also, they might not know many of the concepts which is not taught in the school.
Okay.
I'm actually these some of the very basic concepts are not taught in the school,
Hmm.
because of which they don't develop that logical thinking.
Okay.
Right. So once they learn Vedic into their mind, and mainly it is the interest that is triggered in them.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
is a very tested, proven and tested method that we implement here. And when they take up the challenge on the last day, they themselves are able to appreciate how it is very easy to use this in their day-to-day life, as well as just without even using pen and paper, they will be able to solve the problem. Whereas in traditional method, we need to have a separate rough book, right, to solve the maths problems, and the lengthy methods that will slowly remove the interest in the children. That's the reason they start losing interest. Whereas within 4 to 5 days, when they start my course or the workshop, when they attend the workshop, you can see the confidence they develop in them.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that is the major outcome.
Right. So do you have some app for it, or you take the classes on your own?
Yeah, I conduct live classes. Most of the parents prefer live classes. So even the workshop, as well as after the workshop, when they enroll for the next course, I conduct live courses, I conduct practice sessions, which will help them to solve the problems in their mind. So that's the reason I've called my program as Mind Maths Technology, where I help the students to try solving the problem with minimum use of pen and paper.
It's Mind
Maths Technology.
Maths Technology.
Yes.
Nice. So now the final question which I want to ask is
Mhm.
that if suppose the parents, those who are listening, they
Yes.
are interested in your course,
Mhm.
and what is the criteria you have kept in order to like enroll the students in your program?
Sure. So any student studying in school, and the age you can consider as 5+, but if the parents feel they are too young to start this, they can also start from the second or third standard onwards, and up to teens who take up the competitive exams. So this is useful for anyone and everyone studying in school, because they will know the difference between what they're learning in school and how Vedic maths will actually supplement that learning. It's not going to be a different. They should not be thinking that they are learning something different. This is going to really help them in the day-to-day learnings, and they themselves will find the difference when they get instant results.
Mhm.
So results, developing confidence, developing interest for the subject, and removing the fear, removing the anxiety is what Vedic maths does.
That is very important.
Yes.
Because the children get anxious, what to tell about other children. I still remember my student life. Whenever I used to go for maths exam, I used to get unconscious in the examination hall. Then my teachers used to come, they used to give me water. I had studied everything, but the fear was so much that I thought I am not able to do it.
I too was of the same type. You won't
Right.
believe that.
And
Yes.
I used to score good marks as an easy
Hmm.
way, not a weak child. My mother used to be very careful about my revision and all. I used
Hmm.
to go well prepared, but it's not my preparation. It was my mother's,
Hmm.
right? She
Yes.
used to make me do all the questions, make me
Hmm.
practice all the questions until I was not perfect.
Yes.
That fear was so heavy on my mind that as soon as I entered I used to have a high fever in the beginning of the day only.
Hmm.
My mother used to come along with me to the school so that she could take me back because I had a fever.
Yes.
Then afterwards, she used to, they all used to make fun of me that kisko na maths fever chad gaya. Nice to have you in our show,
Yeah.
Shashi ji, and
Thank you.
we are so privileged, and our parents might be looking forward
Yes,
to
sure.
join you. And if in case they want your support for the child, and we'll have
Definitely.
our parents, we can have the session once more with you,
Sure,
and
sure.
we'll be privileged to have you in a show again. Thank you so
I really feel honored for calling me and having me here.